Oh, he joins me now. Good to see you, Mark.
Okay.
So that was an amazing time, I imagine, for you, because what a cracking character.
Oh, I know. I mean I've said this before, but when you're a kid, we'd like to pay you money to climb trees, dig holes, and generally be a nuisance. It's yeah, that's good.
So was it all there in the script when they approached you? Like, did they effectively say, we want a swampy character? Because he was a phenomenon at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, more or less everything was there.
Mm.
I mean, you don't mess with a copywriters, they're the best in the business anyway.
Yeah.
But it was there. But what they kind of wanted from me was a bit of levity, a bit of that Corrie, slightly tongue-in-cheek.
Mm.
And as I was a Londoner and not an eco-warrior, I had my tongue in my cheek slightly some of the time. So, and that turns out what Brian Park wanted. So.
We now know that, you know, that's all kind of part of history. The Newbury bypass is there, Manchester, you know, there were protests there as well. And my family lived in Newbury at the time, and I remember the big fuss. And the fact that it felt like slightly like a revolution, this character Swampy. And it's hard to sort of remember that, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, the thing was, by the mid to late 90s, the evidence was irrefutable that the environment was being permanently damaged by man. The eco-protesters did actually have a just point. And interestingly, in places like Newbury, a lot of the locals were actually pro the protesters. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And it was that thing that Corrie tapped into of
so
different
clever,
generations.
Yeah. They're so clever that they tap into what's going on. And you mentioned different generations, and one of the things that I think was such fun was Emily Bishop and you. We saw a little picture of you up a tree there together. But I mean, Eileen Derbyshire, what a brilliant actress. That must have made it such fun, the two of you in that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've made no secret of the fact that I think Eileen Derbyshire is absolutely wonderful. And the fact was that she went with it. Straight away, instantly, she went with the whole idea of it. And that little scene up the tree, that was in a gale.
Was it?
On the 2nd of January, yeah, and she was a lot braver than I was. I was holding on to her, and if you can see from that shot, but I'm sledged right into her like this. Yeah, no, Eileen was absolutely fantastic.
And you're right, it's the primness of her and the rebellion of you that made it work so well.
Exactly.
I mean, you then left Corrie. I know you came back in 2003, didn't you?
Yeah.
You dropped back into it, but fundamentally, you've moved on and you work in films now. I mean, it must be very different to suddenly be working with Ridley Scott and Orlando Bloom. And I mean, what's the difference between Corrie and that?
Well, unlike Bill Tarmy, they can't sing.
Right, okay.
No, but seriously, mainly you just get more takes and you get more time. One of the things with Coronation Street is, and all the soaps, is that people tend to poo-poo soap actors. They shouldn't, because they only get 1 or 2 takes for each scene. Yeah. Whereas when you're on a film, you go again and again and again till it's right. That luxury is what you get with film that you don't get with TV.
That you don't get with TV. Well, you do it brilliantly. We all love Coronation Street. It's great to see you again. He hasn't changed a bit, has he? Look at you. Exactly the same. You've done well the last 15 years. Good to see you.